There is a saying that life is a journey, and rightly so. From the greatest men to the weakest, everyone goes through ups and downs. Every situation, choice and second in life is like a little test. Each decision leads them in a certain direction. This is why it is crucial to learn to observe human life, observe others, what decisions they made that led them to this point in their lives. Learn from great men as well as from less experienced ones. There is a story about a wise man. One day, the sage was sitting under a tree, and some people came and sat next to him. They asked the wise man a simple question: "How are you so wise?" The sage turned, looked at them for a moment, and replied, "Because I learn from fools. I observe their decision-making process and avoid doing the things that got them into trouble." The same is true for your life. Let every moment of your life be filled with observations. It's the easiest way to shave 10, 20, or even 30 years off your learning curve and put yourself ahead of the 99%. Remember that life is full of lessons. It is your duty as a man to remain a lifelong student. The moment you think you are a master and have learned enough is the moment you will never grow again. So what are some of the lessons and principles that men? Lesson number 1: everything is temporary, both good and bad times are fleeting. When life is going well and you are happy, make the most of it and be grateful for it. Likewise, when faced with difficulties, remain calm and overcome difficult situations like a man. Know that it is not the end of the world. Remember that even good days are temporary. Even if you are a lifelong millionaire, a day will come when you will need to rely on something other than money. Therefore, never let your emotions dominate you, both on good and bad days. Stay strong and keep a clear mind. Lesson number 2: life is not fair. It's no secret that we are all born with different sets of cards. Some are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, while others have nothing. You can complain all you want and be angry at God or your family for not giving you the things to move forward in life, but remember that the responsibility for creating a perfect life ultimately lies with you. The life you want is on the other side of the difficulties you despise. It's like that saying: if you want to seek happiness, start by seeking the uncomfortable. Stop waiting and start acting. Stop complaining and start doing. These are the foundations of masculinity. Lesson number 3: the biggest risk is not taking risks. If we look closely at some of the most successful people out there, we'll see that they took action to get somewhere. Everything worthwhile in life comes with some kind of risk. For example, if you find a girl very attractive and want to win her over, guess what? You need to approach her and start a conversation. This can be intimidating for most men, and they give up the moment the woman walks past them. But whatever it is, whether it's dating or quitting your 9-to-5 job to start a more lucrative career, most worthwhile things in life come with a risk. The choice is yours: take the risk and live accordingly, or avoid it and continue living a mediocre life. Lesson number 4: the importance of being present. 50% of men tend to live in the future, while the other 50% tend to live in the past. These are very dangerous places to live. While it's important to consider your future, be careful not to let it get in the way of your present. There is nothing wrong with thinking about your future. In fact, it's one of the best ways to get an idea of direction. But don't live there. Let your thoughts about the future serve as a gentle reminder as you work in the present to achieve this lifestyle. The same goes for living in the past. Many men live in this fantasy world of the past, often saying, "Oh, how I wish the good old days would come back." When you do this, you become the very reason that stops you from living the good times. The only way to get back to the present is when you have a purpose to live each day like a man. Remember, without purpose, you will wander like a mindless zombie, living half in the future and half in the past. Lesson number 5, overthinking makes things worse. As we grow up, we tend to start overthinking everything. You will find yourself getting upset with every little action of others. Maybe the person didn't say goodbye to you after work, and you feel like they hate you. Suddenly, these are things that will slowly kill you inside, even if the other person has more intentions towards you. Stop paying attention to these thoughts and, most importantly, don't create fantasy situations in your mind. Remember that action is the antidote to excessive thinking. So whenever you find yourself sinking into this abyss of thoughts, take action to break the cycle. Lesson number 6, happiness is a choice. Happiness is a personal choice, and only you have the power to make yourself happy. Much of your happiness comes from within you. You have control over your emotions, so don't expect someone to make your life happy. In fact, this is the biggest reason why most relationships end. Each person in the relationship comes together with the expectation that the other person will make them happy, but that never happens unless you can make yourself happy first. So, never expect your relationship to work out if you can't stay happy. This goes not just for relationships, but for every interaction in life. For example, on a rainy day, one person may jump and be happy in the rain, while another may curse God for allowing such bad weather. Remember, happiness is a choice, it's a mindset you need to master every day. One of the best ways to start developing this mindset is to turn off social media, as it does a lot of harm. Even though it is promoted as something that brings people together, it actually does the opposite, causing nothing but envy. Number 7, do what you love and love what you do. Your work is a big part of your life, choose it carefully. Imagine a man who loves programming. Do you think he would wake up one day and suddenly choose to work on civil projects? Even if he was forced to do this, he wouldn't be able to do it efficiently. Therefore, consider your time valuable, dedicate it only to developing the skills that will boost your career. Many men waste 50% of their lives because they choose careers or skills that their parents or friends like but have no personal interest in. If you are not satisfied with the niche work you are involved in, you will not be satisfied with your career. This dissatisfaction will also affect many other aspects of your life. This is what we call investing in yourself, and this should also apply to your casual life. Only participate in activities that serve your purpose and mission. And finally, lesson number 8, your mind is your best friend and worst enemy. The last and most important life lesson concerns your mind. You are the reason for everything that happens in your life. You cannot blame anyone for your failures or weaknesses. 99% of the time, your thinking determines whether you are a winner or a loser. Train your mind to become your best friend because it will be with you for the rest of your life. Every time you look in the mirror, your mind must endorse you as the best man, almost as if your mind looks at you as a role model. Become one with your mind so that it is your biggest fan and supporter. This is one of the secret characteristics of all successful men. So remember, brothers, life is a gift from God that you need to cherish every day. Keep being a student for life and keep learning. Make sure you implement these life lessons in your life, which most men learn late. I'm sure you won't fail to like this video. Check your subscription, stay on the screen and watch the videos that appeared here. To the next.